All right, welcome. Let's just forget about those dusty old textbooks for a second. Today, we're diving into what science really is. It's this incredible, ongoing adventure of discovery. So let's jump right in. So, picture a butterfly. It doesn't just fly in a straight line, right? It kind of flits around, following whatever catches its interest. Real learning, it's a lot like that. It really takes off when we just let ourselves wonder and explore without worrying so much about a set path.
And you know what? That exploration, it can start with the most normal stuff. Like what happens when you get a turmeric stain, holdy, on your shirt? It seems like such a simple everyday headache. But what if I told you the answer to that little problem is actually connected to some of the biggest ideas in all of science?
And that's the real magic, isn't it? I mean, how in the world do you get from a simple shirt stain to understanding our entire planet? Well, the bridge between those two things, it's a special way of thinking. It's all about asking questions. Okay, so first up, let's kind of redefine what we even mean by science. Because trust me, it's way more than just labs and beakers. So here's the big idea. Science isn't just a pile of facts you have to memorize. No, it's a process. It's a way of thinking that loves curiosity, that's always asking how and why, and is totally cool with exploring stuff we don't have answers for. At least, not yet. All right, let's see this process in action. We're going to follow the clues, kind of like detectives, and see how one simple question can literally unfold into centuries of amazing discoveries. So think about this for a second. It's a really basic question. Today, we just look at our phones, right? Easy. But for most of human history, this was a huge puzzle. How did people way back when even start to figure out how to track a day? And what's so cool is how each one of these ideas builds on the one before it. It starts with simple observations like, hey, the shadow is moving, or this water is dripping at a steady pace. Then, fast forward a few centuries, and you've got Galileo sitting in a church watching a lamp swing. He has this aha moment when he realizes the swing is super regular. And then bam, Huygens takes that idea and engineers the pendulum clock. It's like this perfect chain reaction of curiosity and invention.
2 seconds. Just two. What could possibly be so important about 2 seconds? Especially when we're talking about ancient tech, right?
Well, here's your answer. And no, it's not some new digital gadget. This is the Samrat Yantra in India. It's this enormous stone sundial. And get this, it uses the simple, ancient idea of a shadow to measure time with an accuracy of just 2 seconds. How incredible is that? It's just mind-blowing. You know, that whole journey from a simple shadow to a super precise clock, it really shows us something else that's super important. We tend to think of subjects like physics, biology, and chemistry as totally separate boxes. But in reality, they're all connected. The truth is, no discovery ever happens in a vacuum. It's more like a giant team sport played across different fields and even across centuries. A breakthrough in one area almost always sparks brand new questions and unlocks amazing new possibilities somewhere else. So, let's go back to our pendulum for a second. It all starts with Galileo doing some physics. Then, Huygens takes that and uses it for engineering. But wait, the story doesn't stop there. Oh no. In the 19th century, this guy Leon Foucault, he takes that exact same principle, builds a ginormous pendulum, and uses it for astronomy. He gives the world the first simple, direct proof that the Earth is spinning. Think about that. From a quiet observation in a church, all the way to proving our planet rotates. Now that is the power of connected ideas. And hey, these connections aren't just about clocks and planets. They happen in ways that really affect our everyday lives. I mean, just think about the impact of this statement right here. Improving the nutrition of the food we eat. That's a huge deal. So who was behind this incredibly important work? This was the amazing work of Kamala Sohoni, an Indian scientist. She combined biology and nutrition, and her research directly improved people's lives. It just goes to show you another side of science, right? One that connects directly to our health and our well-being every single day. So when you see how science can improve our food and help us understand our planet, it leads to a really important point. All this knowledge, it's not just for fun. It actually comes with a real responsibility to each other and to our world. Okay, just imagine this. It's the middle of the day and the sun, your only source of light and heat, suddenly disappears. Can you imagine how terrifying that would be? For centuries, this event, an eclipse, caused total terror. But why? Well, the huge difference between then and now is one simple thing: knowledge.
What used to be this completely terrifying mystery is now something we totally understand. We know exactly why eclipses happen. So instead of being afraid of them, we now see them as these amazing chances for scientists to study things they can't see any other time. Understanding completely transforms fear into fascination.
And this power, this ability to turn fear into fascination, it has real-world consequences. For instance, understanding a little chemistry helps us figure out how to neutralize harmful factory waste before it gets into a lake. Knowing about material science, that helps us recycle metals and build a more sustainable world. See, being scientifically literate isn't just for scientists. It gives all of us the power to think critically and make better choices for this planet we all have to share.
Okay, so we've seen how science is a process, right? And how it's all interconnected, and how it comes with real responsibility. But you know what the most important part of this whole journey is? It starts with you.
Really, this is what it all comes down to. That little question you have in the back of your mind, that thing you notice that maybe no one else does, that is the spark. That's the beginning of every single great discovery. Your own curiosity is, without a doubt, the most powerful tool you have. So I'm just going to leave you with this one last thought. Look at the world around you today with fresh eyes. Maybe it's a stain on a shirt, maybe it's a swinging light, or just the way a shadow falls. What are you going to be curious about? What will you explore today?